When it comes to sports in Lorain, your station to watch is TV 20, Lorain City Schools Television.
Good evening and welcome to East Cleveland Shaw and the Week 10 of the high school football season, and a lot going on. It's Jay Ferguson and Tom Bauer here with Joe Bach to bring you the game. The Titans in white, 5-4, first time over 500 for the season, will kick, and there's a lot to play for. For them, it's a winning season. Still a possibility of winning the conference, depending on what happens at Cleveland Heights with Maple Heights, and also Dave McFarland's last game. And I think we'll talk a lot about that this evening because he's done so much for the program. But right now, we're ready to play football, and the Titans are just waiting to kick off. That's Tyler Costco, number 16, done a good job with the kicking since he came in about halfway through the season.
About 3 or 4 games ago.
He pops it up, pooch punt up out of bounds, just inside the 35. Shaw will exercise the choice to take it at the 35, and put it in play there. Now, this is the first time all season the Titans have played on grass, Tom.
That's true. That is very true because they've had 6 home games. That's right. That's one of the advantages. 7 home games.
Yeah.
And
at Avon.
No, Avon was here.
I'm correcting myself. Warrensville had
Warrensville,
grass.
Yeah.
They'll be turf next year. So Shaw sets up at the 35. Dylan Blakely over the ball for Lorain. The ends are Colin Thomas, 66, and number 20, Clarence Thomas. Inside backers are Charlton and Smith, Dalen Dower, and Jalen Cheers are the outside linebackers. Jordan Jackson is a cornerback to the near side. High snap brought down by the QB who keeps it on a straight ahead. Sincere Sowell, a 5'10 senior. Michael Smith, 52, right there for the tackle.
Once Dalen Dower got to play in that outside linebacker, the whole defense have changed a little bit because I think that may be a position he might grow into college days because he may not be big enough for a linebacker, but he's a sure tackler.
Well, he almost plays it like a monster position. Yeah. Mike Smith showing blitz, now backs out of it. Give to number 10, Willie Robinson. And Latrell Charlton threw quickly. Got the first contact. Latrell's one of those stories. Never played football until this year. Listed at 156 pounds. You see him behind the pulling guard and then grabs onto Robinson, tackles him for a loss. It's going to be third down and about 14 for the Cardinal.
You're coming out there to see, I see Jordan Jackson out there as a cover corner rather than the safety. So
they'll move him around depending on who needs a break. Lighty with the blitz. Ball is loose on the ground, finally covered by Shaw. 3 or 4 Titans had a chance before it was covered. They tried to pick it up and run. There's Lighty from behind. First one on the scene was Thomas. And
that's one a teaching moment. Sometimes you can pick it up and scoop and score, but the other times you just want to cover the ball, secure it. Yeah.
So at the 25, the Cardinals are 4th and 20, and they'll kick. Randy Harris is deep. One steps it away with the right foot. Nobody in the area for the Titans on this wet field. It rolls dead at about the 45 of Lorain, and that's where the Titans will take over for the first time in great field position, Tom.
And sure. I'm looking at that lineman. There's a lot of underclassmen on Lorain's line, so, there's going to be a bright future in the years to come.
And the offense really picked up some steam the latter half of the year with the move of Jordan Jackson to wide receiver and Devontae Jackson to quarterback. And Devontae's a junior, so you've got to say you've got an experienced quarterback coming back. Snap, give straight ahead. Nope, pitch back to Lighty. Lighty cuts it back. I think that was going to be a throw. Lighty's going to turn it into a run. Lighty's going to go all the way, I think. Cuts it back now. He is so good at that, putting the foot in the ground and to the house. So one play, 55 yards.
Watch that replay, because it was just that is actually a little lateral.
I think he was going to throw the ball.
Okay.
Because he made sure to get behind the quarterback, and the only reason that would matter is if he was going to pitch it ahead. Instead, he pulls it down, makes a good decision, cuts it back, and finishes up in the end zone.
We mentioned Jordan Jackson. He was down there blocking the way you're supposed to do when you're a wide receiver, not in the play.
A wide receiver on the opposite side of where the play was designed to go. Titans will go for 2 now. Jackson has Dower and catch to Jordan Jackson. Jackson to Jackson for the conversion, and just like that, after one play, the Titans are on top, 8-0.
I know Jordan probably says, just put that ball high, I can get it. He goes up, he's a natural rebounder, same as catching the pass in the end zone.
And he had a wide open Dower in the near the pylon too. So take 2 after the Titans run one offensive play following the Shaw 4-and-out. The Titans take an 8-0 lead, and Tyler Costco will do it all again.
I think another thing they'll probably work on next year is varying up his onside kicking ability. If you can't kick it into the end zone, the best thing to do is to vary figure out, put it in a corner, do something rather than just kick the ball out of bounds at the 35. Try to get a little deeper.
Well, they're going to have to put a bag of nickels in Tyler's pocket, too, because he can't weigh more than 135 pounds, Tom. He's only a sophomore.
And a natural soccer player,
right.
I'm sure, yeah.
He's set to go. Ball is away. That one's a little bit better. Bounces at about the 22 and is picked up by Kobe Kyle, number 17, trying to get it all the way to the other side. And he slipped on the turf before anybody could make a play in the area. Jaden Tucker, 58, and Latrell Charlton, 22. 2 of the seniors on this Titan team playing in their last game. So Shaw put it in play this time inside the 30 at about the 28-yard line. And you can see already the field's a little bit chopped up. This is also their practice field. So it's really in pretty good shape for the shape it's in.
And then we just take the junior high up there, and that's where they use their heritage, played their junior high games there also. So
Sowell throws it out wide, got a man, stopped for a short gain, and if any, is Keshawn Pierce. Titans quick to the ball. Ball was in the air a long time. Gave the defense time to react.
When you throw the ball that far out in the sidelines, you have to depend on blocking. That's what's going to get that play more than a yard gain.
Right. So it'll be second down and about 9, call it. Sincere Sowell, a 5'10", 185-pound quarterback. This one goes to the other side. He's got a man, and it's dropped. Elijah Smith, he had a blocker in front that time and a little bit of territory. He probably would have been able to get the first down.
I'm sure, that's one of those, just an inadvertent dropping.
He was looking around to see what was going on before he had it. So 3rd and 9.
Yeah, catch the ball. That's always a coaching point. Catch the ball first, worry about where you're going second.
So now they switch, and Elijah Smith is at. Nope, that's Sowell. He wants to throw for the 3rd time. Now he's going to pull it down and keep it. First one on the scene is Thomas, and he's stopped after a short gain. Blakely was also there, and once again it'll be 4th down, this time and 8 for Shaw, and the punt team comes on. They're already trailing 8-0, and Lorain has run one play.
Yes.
Number 11, Randy Harris, is the kicker.
The time of possession might be very deceiving in this game.
Yeah, Lorain's got about 12 seconds. That's because the light show had to reverse field. Quarterback is the up man here, but no fake. Step and kick. Again, a high, short kick. It's going to hit on the Shaw side of the 50 and bounce over to the 47 of Lorain. So just a 2-yard difference. That time, Devontae Jackson was back for the punt. So a little something, but I think that they're both basically told, if you're not going to stand still and catch it in the air, leave it alone. The grass is wet. That means the ball is wet.
I think maybe that may be the hardest thing to do for a specialty person in football is catch a punt, especially if you have to catch it on the fly.
Because especially the way, there's so many different spins and flips. Jackson, straight ahead, Dower. Dower bounces it to the outside, 50, 45. He's got the first down, spins down near the 40. And gang tackled there by the Cardinal. A look again, the play's designed to go inside. He gets a block from his partner, Chavis, and then bounces it to the outside. He's hit right at the 40.
That's what he does so well. Those inside plays where he can bounce it out with a burst of speed.
Jacob Addis, the sophomore center, finishing his second year of varsity action. Santino Torres, Isaac Samar, the guards for Jackson. Snap back option. Look, Devontae cuts it up. He's going to get a yard or two. Colin Thomas and 74, Beyond Smith Belcher are the tackles, as they have been most of the season.
Now, that used to be the biggest part of Lorain's offense back in the day. They run that option where the quarterback actually, anymore, that option they run now is almost just a pitch to the tailback.
Yeah.
Now I can see where they're starting to use this Jackson as a runner.
Chavis, first carry of the night. He's not able to cut on the slick turf there and goes down after a short gain, which is going to bring up third down.
I know we say this every time Chavis gets the ball, but he's the fullback type. He's the person that keeps everything honest. If you only had outside runners, the defense outside you, this time you have to cover the middle.
Snap back, Jackson comes this way. There's the pitch. Somebody might have got a hand on it, but Dower got it. Dower's got the first down near the 25. We'll see it again. Jackson makes the outside man play him right there on the end of the line, and got a little bit of help from Jordan Jackson there, getting a screen block, and will move the sticks for the Titans. 1st and 10 at the 27-yard line.
I think it says a lot about Jordan's personality that he took that outside receiver spot and is doing such a fine job at it.
He's excited about it.
Yeah.
Lighty inside of Harkness to the right. Jackson out to the left. Devontae rolls, pitch behind Tyshawn Lighty, and inadvertently got his leg rolled up on. Good to see him pop up from that. Now he's going to come out for a player, is he not? He's looking at his spikes, and if it slipped, that's a good thing because it wasn't planted when he got hit.
Yes.
Because he took one to the side of the leg.
Yeah, that would have been for sure a tremendous catch and then a problem if he was banged up.
So 2nd down. Jackson fakes the give to Dower, wants it all, throws it over the head of Jordan Jackson at the goal line. Incomplete, and it'll go to 3rd down.
And that was just 1 yard, too. That would have been a great catch if he could have made it, but just he's learning to put a little bit of air under that ball, too, which is perfect. He just has to time it a little bit better.
He knew where he was going to go with that right away based on the way that Shaw lined up the coverage, that Jordan was going to be wide and with the height advantage in good shape there. So 3rd and 10, trips to the right now as Dower is next to Lighty. Chavis is the single setback next to Devontae Jackson. Snap back, and Jackson comes back to Jordan again. Jordan Jackson goes up in high points on the deep slant. Gets down inside the 10-yard line for a first down. Catching the ball in traffic has been something that's been the revelation with Jordan Jackson.
Yeah.
We knew he was a good athlete. We knew he had good size out there, but he has really made that play 3 times now in the last week.
Yeah.
So first and I think it's goal for the Titans right at the 10. Chavis straight ahead. Down to about the 5. Got half of it. 5 more, and it'll be.
Well,
they're making us earn this one. The first one was 1 play.
I'm just waiting for them to come in with that double tight wildcat of theirs.
There's Lighty and Harkness to the right. Jackson to the left, give again to Chavis. Chavis trying to get around the end. Gets down in the house, but there is a flag before the play. That's what made it look like somebody would stop it.
And he just bulldogged it way in there.
Going to get a false start on the Titans. Somebody started dancing before the music was playing. And so it'll take it back to the 10 and make it 2nd and goal from the 10. Mike Smith comes in now, replacing Devontae Jackson. So here's going to be your formation, Tom. Mike will come in as the up back, and like the old single wing set, the blocking back. Jordan Jackson comes back in at wide receiver. Let's see who's going to take. Dower is going to be between Lighty and Chavis. Jackson going to play tight end along with Harkness. Here's your.
But they can center to any one of those three.
Dower slipped through the hole to about the 6. It's going to be 3rd down. You could see just he lost his grip as he tried to get started there.
First step held him back. But I was saying, the way they run this offense here, they can snap to any one of those 3 people.
Yeah, Addis has the ability to just get it where it needs to go. Smith now lined up in the guard center gap. Snap to Chavis. Chavis sweeping the end. Chavis down to the 2 where he's pulled down. That is Sowell, the quarterback, playing safety on defense, coming up to make the play. So it's going to be 4th and goal. And let's see where they spot it, right at the 2. Titans already ahead, 8-0. A 55-yard run on the first Lorain play from scrimmage from Tyshawn Lighty.
You wonder what they say in that little huddle there. Do they actually call a hole that they're going to run through, or?
I think the one thing they probably have to call is who they're going to snap the ball to. Whistle just before the snap. It went right to the man in the middle, Dower.
My guess is Lorain moved a hand.
I think what happens on this is they're not used to calling out signals, and he's indicating ready for snap before everybody's set. Because once again, it's going to be against the Titans for procedure. It's going to take it back to the 7 and make it 4th and goal once again. That means Devontae Jackson back in, Mike Smith back to the sideline, and I think we'll see the more.
Well, they're spread. They'll come out in a spread now, because they have 8 yards to go rather than 1.
So Dower is going to come out wide with Jackson. Chavis the lone setback. Lighty and Harkness to the right. Now Dower jogs over, comes back into the backfield right next to Devontae Jackson. Addis snaps it back. Give it straight ahead. Chavis inside the 5. Chavis down near the goal line. Rugby scrum ensues. And he looks like he stopped short at about the 1. So they moved the pile. One of the few times you'll see Savon Chavis fall backwards, Tom.
Well, it was Santino Torres, I think, was doing the shoving there. Yeah. I think I asked the official a long time ago, aiding the runner. If you're pushing the pile from behind, that's okay. It's just you can't pull them. You can push, because pushing is blocking, actually.
So Shaw's going to hold and take over on downs, trailing 8-0. They'll get the ball here right inside the 5. 3:13 to go in the first quarter. Well, they're going to mark it on the 2 officially. That's where Blakely will line up over the center. Sowell is the quarterback. I formation deep in the end zone. Turn give to the tailback. He gets through to about the 5. That was a Will Robinson. Savon Chavis up to make the play from his safety spot. Titans right now really don't fear the pass at all, the way they're playing defense.
Well, when they came out with that I formation, that was a little unique for probably anything they scouted from Shaw.
Yeah. But I'm sure they were worried about the snap as much as anything. They got a little bit more room now, so let's see if they come back under. They come back under center. Williams is deep behind Brent. Turn, second. That's Brent, the fullback. He's got a first down out across the 15 to the 16 before Mother Nature made the tackle.
Lighty's out there. Lighty is, he might have got a hand on him. It's hard to tell on that replay.
So initial first down of the night for the Shaw Cardinal at their own 16, and they've got some breathing room.
Yeah, they got out of the shadow of the end zone there. And they're sticking with that.
They're going to stick with the eye.
And tight end over on this side.
Yep. Nothing there that time for Robinson. He's going to get a couple on the fall forward. Charlton right there, 22. Jaden Tucker, 58, also in the neighborhood. Thomas out now. Thomas for Thomas. Colin Thomas comes in for Clarence.
It looks like they're putting a little bit more beef on that line if they're going to come out.
Offensive tackle.
Yeah.
I'm sure he was getting a blow after the drive.
But they want to
look how tight the safeties are. Give straight ahead. That's the fullback, Brent. He's got out across the 25. Looks like he's got another first down. So he's been their best threat out of the eye. Usually that's the battering ram fullback.
Remember 2 years ago here at Shaw, we watched, and Nate Shaw came out and ran the ball and ran the ball and ran the ball, unlike what they normally do.
Right.
You know, lining up in this tight end with an I formation.
Sowell's going to keep it, and he's going to have another first down around the end. He's out to about the 36-yard line. Let's see where and you can really see the turf chewed up already. This is the original home of professional football in the Cleveland area. This was the home of the Cleveland Rams starting in the late 20s.
They had a name for this field.
They did, and I can't remember. But it was a double-decker affair then. You'll see the high wall around three sides. Back with more after this timeout.
Veterans benefits earned through your service in the National Guard or Reserve can offer a range of support.
I wouldn't be here today as a successful woman without the help that I received.
From home loans to job training, go to benefits.va.gov/Guard Reserve to find out more, even how to apply online using eBenefits.
This is one of the best things I ever did in my life.
We were very fortunate to have these benefits, so we definitely ought to use them.
Achieve your next mission. Learn about your VA benefits today.
They were about a half a foot short, it looks like. Second and one, still the I formation. Now it's a three-man. It's an offset I to the left. In fact, it almost looks like an inverted wishbone.
Yes, it does. Yeah, I would have thought maybe that was what we used to call that power triangle, but
straight ahead sneak. Sowell, it didn't matter what the backfield was. He was keeping it, and he gets it out for the first down to the 40-yard line. So Shaw started at the 2 on this drive, and they'd had 2 previous drives that didn't get them anything. They were in negative yardage. Very impressive in the I formation. They bowled it ahead for 39 yards and a couple of first downs.
I've seen Jarrell Triscoll, number 77, looks like an impressive-looking lineman for a 10th grader there for Shaw.
Turn. That's Williams. Williams gets a couple. Chavis stands him up and drives him back. This has
Smith on the bottom of that pile. So yeah, I mean, this is this is button them up, and we're going to power against power.
If you remember that game 2 years ago when you talked about Shaw running the ball, that was also the night that Justin Sturgill got injured.
Exactly.
And the sophomore Dalen Dower came in and, without ever having taken a snap, played single wing quarterback the whole night. Sowell's going to roll. He wants to keep it. He gets a block on a peel back. He's going to be across the 50, down near the 40, inside the 40. Mike Smith tracks him down, but that's going to move the sticks. Yeah, this looks like a whole different team.
Very much so. We didn't see Shaw play against any of their other opponents, but I'm wondering if this is a unique formation and caught Lorain off guard.
There was a flag in all that humanity over there on the side. I didn't see it, but it was just a sideline warning. And now we will call it the end of the first quarter. Lorain 8, Shaw nothing. Back with more after this timeout.
We make Marines who overpower the desire to quit with the perseverance to prevail. Not for glory, but for honor. For a code that isn't written or spoken, but lived. It's what we do. It's who we are. It's the battle cry of our fighting spirit. Battles won. See all the battles Marines fight to win at marines.com.
Ohio State is saving lives every day.
This is Ohio State.
We're the economic engine of the state.
A major employer.
Over 60,000 students. We're on the forefront of cancer research. An educational core of Ohio.
Impacting tens of thousands daily.
Our alumni organization is nearly 500,000 worldwide.
This is Ohio State.
This is Ohio State.
Ohio State.
This is the Ohio State University.
Back here at Shaw, the first play of the second quarter. Shaw will have the ball on the Lorain 40-yard line as they look to even things up. Titans scored on their first play from scrimmage following a Shaw punt. Williams in the backfield. Charlton hit him and fell off, and then Blakely finished him off. They're going to spot the ball up at about the 44. And good read by Latrell Charlton. Twice now he's blitzed behind the pulling guard.
That's the first negative play they've had in this drive.
Yes, it is.
So I think that that quarter, when they come over there and talk about defense a little bit, maybe they shored up some of the things they have to do against this full eye. Because look at it, you see, I mean, this is all the backs in the backfield.
Gives to the up back. That is Brent. Brent gets most of the lost yardage back. It's going to bring up 3rd and long. It looks like about 12. He's helped up by one of the officials. I don't want to use the word quagmire too soon tonight, but it's pretty sloppy out there in the middle of the field, Tom.
Oh, we talked about 2 years ago was even worse. Remember, the bands couldn't even go on the field. Yeah, that's when we had the classic Cardinal Titan dance-off.
The dance-off between the two mascots, correct.
Maybe some of our viewing fans can go back and watch that.
It was fun. Snap back as they come out of the gun. Sowell rolls. Sowell's just going to keep it. Back to the 40. There's a flag behind the play. That can't be good when you're on offense. Mike Smith there to finish him off, and there's going to be a hold against the Cardinal. So they'll come back. There's a pair of flags. Officials like to do that, the echo flag.
Yeah. If you can throw one, I can throw one too, yeah.
Oh, I think a lot of times it would be fun to ask the second man what he saw.
He saw the yellow flag coming from the first man. It's not a secret.
Holding is declined, so the Titans will make it 4th down for Shaw.
I think Shaw thinks they're in foreground territory, though. I think.
Well, I think they've got to. They've started this possession on their own 2 after they held Lorain on downs. Ford goes at it from the 10.
This might be a punt team coming in, though.
Well, I think it is. How about that? Randy Harris is in punt formation, but we've said Sowell is the up man in this, so anything is liable to happen. It is 4th and 9. Snap is back. Boot is away. High boot yet again. Lighty's going to let it hit. Pick it up on a bounce now at about the 11. Gets the corner. Now he's going to be pulled down at about the 16. So good decision that time, and there's a flag right at the tackle, so that might be a face mask. Right, Lighty saved him because that ball, he was standing at the 10 and it bounced right to him. It would have definitely been down inside the 10. Now let's see what the flag is.
Now, Shaw didn't have a bad thing. I'm sure what Shaw thought is maybe we'll put him way deep in a hole.
Targeting is the call.
Oh.
Interesting. Mr. Bach has that set for us to look at again. So that's 15 yards. It's going to take it out across the 30 to the 32.
I didn't know there was a helmet to helmet. I think.
I didn't see one.
Tyshaw was just trying to get around the corner with a nice stiff arm.
Yeah. Might have just been leading with the helmet. But again, I was not looking for that call. Devontae Jackson at QB. Chavis to his right, Dower to his left. Lighty and Jackson out here. All those names, Devontae is the only one that'll be playing next year, the only junior. Bubble screen to Jordan Jackson, gets a block from Lighty. He's got a first down out near midfield, knocked out of bounds. Nice job by Jordan Jackson that time. Read the block from Lighty very well. They're going to mark him out at the 46.
As people watch this replay,
Colin Thomas downfield got a nice block too.
And I didn't see him go out of bounds at the 46.
I didn't.
The things you'll notice about Jackson, when he was quarterback, he went out of bounds a lot to save. Maybe that was a coaching point.
Yeah.
As a wide receiver, he's putting down his head and trying to get his extra 2 or 3 yards and finishing the play positively.
Same formation, Jamarian Harkless out to the left. Dower and Lighty and Jackson near side. Fake the same play. They want Lighty. Lighty's going to be behind everybody. This is going to be an easy touchdown. Tyshawn Lighty to the house.
Yeah. You know, that first play to Jackson we talked about was to set up this touchdown play. They didn't expect Jackson to get the touchdown, but they expect the on the fake.
Yeah, they set up the companion play to it. And that was an easy pitch and catch. 54 yards.
Yeah.
And Tyshawn's had some spectacular ones, not so much right there. Now here's where it gets a little dicey. You'll see how close the wall is to the end line. The Titans are going to go for 2, but it won't matter. Frequently the balls will go out over that wall, and you see that door there? It used to be manned by a policeman, and he wasn't letting you go get him. Jalen Cheers. Indication is he didn't get there. Up from the secondary, Deion Shelton, number 3, along with Robinson, 10. And the Titans will not convert that time, so it's a 14-0 game with 9:43 to go in the half.
You talked about that wall here in East Cleveland. We took a Whittier team up there years ago, and we kicked one in warm-ups over the wall. And we were told, don't do it. The rumor was there was a big dog on the other side of that wall. So,
yeah, I can remember the first time coming here with Admiral King in the conference and asked us, I was the assistant principal. I said to the AD, what do you do? He said, we go for 2 down there. One more time for number 16, Tyler Costco. Third kick of the evening. First one out of bounds. Second one was much better placed, and that one is going to roll down to the 11, and that's a great kick. That's the fullback, and grabbed and thrown to the ground. Charlton and Blakely were the first 2 there.
I like these kind of kickoffs. Deep in the corner, Shaw runs all the way across field and gives all that time for the Lorain cover team to get down there. So,
well, the big favor for Shaw is they just let it hit and roll around. Almost like they thought it was a punt. So they're going to be out to the 20 when we get all set to go here. Titans up 14-0 on a pair of Tyshawn Lighty long touchdowns. 55 yards on the run, his first play from scrimmage. And their last play from scrimmage was 54 yards through the air from Devontae Jackson.
Now the question is, can Shaw still stay in that running attack now they're down by 2 scores?
I formation, they switch out of it. In the backfield now, 44, Willie Jackson. Now there's going to be a penalty flag. It's going to be procedure. My guess would be that when they broke out of that, one of the receivers came across the line, and that automatically makes the ball dead. So 5 yards takes it back to the 15. Shaw was very impressive on their last drive, starting at the 2, coming out in the I formation. Somewhere Doug Thompson is smiling.
Yeah. Oh, there's a lot of old timers who saying that's the way you play football.
Ran it, moved the ball about 60 yards before getting stopped and punting. And then a targeting call on the punt return started the Titans in business over the 30.
You see the linemen on Shaw. They got some 290s and some 260s in there.
74 is a big,
there's another dance.
55. Zeshaun Cook, 6'3", 210, started a little early, and it's going to bring him back even farther to the 10. So the kickoff and the 2 penalties, and Shaw's back in the shadow of their own goal line again.
This is maybe a what's happened to Shaw's 2-8 season.
Well, if this keeps up, it'll
like
be
this,
2-8 for sure. That tailback is deep. Look at him, Tom. He's 8 yards off the ball. Give to the fullback, Brett. He gets some of the penalty yardage back to about the 15. Jalen Cheers on the tackle, 33. Jalen, another one of those seniors playing his last game.
Back in the day when there was a lot of I formation teams, when someone was like, we always used to call that the Southern Cal tailback, because you remember way back, the other Southern Cal tailbacks were always.
Student body left, student body right. I mean, the fullback is tailback depth in most I formations. Turn, give straight ahead again. Brett, maybe that's why. Maybe he's the feature.
Yeah.
He's got another nice game through the hole. Jordan Jackson down low to knock him down, but not before he comes up with a 10-yard gain. Cheers again, got part of it.
Where they're using that big line with a kind of a nice running back to work the ball. I mean, successfully on this I formation of theirs.
Brent listed 5'10", 185. Straight ahead, it's Brett again. Cheers comes up to meet him with Dower.
You don't know the grade level of all these big linemen, but it looks like I see a lot of 10s in their lineup. So that means sophomores with 2 years of eligibility if they stick around.
Yeah, 62. I haven't seen him yet, but he's listed as a freshman.
Yeah, they got a couple 9s on that lineup.
Sowell on a sneak yet again. He pushes the pile forward. Still going. He broke through the pile for a first down out across the 40 to the 43. And that was just kind of in a lack of attention to detail here. As you'll see, the Titans knew it was coming, had it stopped, but nobody tackled.
Well, Big 74, we mentioned it before, Jalen Pierce, he came down at 290 pounds. He came down and pushed everyone off of the quarterback.
Fumble ball on the field and recovered by Dylan Blakely, the nose man who got through there quickly. Willie Robinson, that's the guy the Titans are looking for.
Yeah, exactly.
Blakely was 5 yards deep in the backfield. They guessed right on the slant. And again, he's behind the pulling guard and forced and recovered.
Some of our old-time viewers out there are going to remember that hip pocket. The old Gene Kennedy, you always had a hip pocket. I can't talk like Gene here, but yeah.
God bless him. Yeah. So Devontae Jackson, again, this time the Titans in great field position at the 37 of Shaw, already leading 14-0. Lighty and Jackson out to the near side. Harkness out to the far side. Chavis and Dower in the backfield. Dower gets the second man handoff. He breaks a couple tackles, gets through, down. Look at that. Look at him go. Down inside the 20. This is yards after contact.
Yes.
Let's see. I mean,
right there.
There he's hit. 5, 10, give him 12 or 13. 1st and 10. No longer on the 38, though.
Wow.
Snap back. Jackson runs the option. Chavis is looking at a bunch of Cardinals, and he's not going to go anywhere. Down near the 15, the original line of scrimmage. Let's see where they mark him. It looks like they're going to put him at the 16.
You know, what you do see, if you were a Shaw coach or fan, you see a lot of gang tackling from this redshirted team.
Which is why that pump fake on
Yeah.
that bubble screen and long touchdown the last time was so effective. Because if you can trick them.
Yes.
Dower straight ahead. Dower inside the 10. I bet they mark him right at the 10 the way he's laying there. Addis helps him up. Put the ball right on the 10. Titans third down here. Oh no, that's Devontae Jackson. I thought it was Lighty for a minute. Chavis straight ahead. Nope, Dower on the pitch. Excuse me, Dower's to the house.
Well,
nice fake.
Beautiful fake. Beautiful fake. That's what makes that option so effective. If you can keep that as inside linebackers home, worrying about the fullback.
I thought Chavis had it. He put it in and pulled it out. A nice job there by Devontae Jackson running the option.
Yeah.
I think as far as a running threat, Devontae gives you a little bit more than Jordan did. You see 20-0 now as the extra point try is yet to occur, and it's going to be another 2-point attempt. Jackson wants to throw. Had Jordan Jackson, but it was spiked by one of the linemen or defensive.
Actually, I think Jordan had a step on his defender till the ball got knocked down by a lineman.
So for the second time tonight, the Titans score and don't get the extra point. 20-0 now with 5:49 to go in the first half. And in this icky weather, this is just what the Titans wanted to do, was to take control early, maybe get to a running clock situation, get out of the mud, and go home and see what happens at Cleveland Heights and Maple Heights and see if you get to print conference champion T-shirts.
No, it'll be a three-way tie. If Maple wins, it'll be a three-way with Cleveland Heights, Maple, and Lorain, all with 4-1 in the conference. But Cleveland Heights does have a chance to make the playoffs with them winning because they'll get a lot of points from Maple.
And Maple makes the playoffs regardless because they're down a division. In fact, Maple is probably going to play a Lorain County team. Whether it's Olmsted Falls, Avon, or Avon Lake, they're going to end up with one of them. Tyler Costco once again. Angle kick. Nice one down at the 25. They thought about a reverse, and Javon Manning, first man in. Rugby scrums it out to the 37-yard line.
Yeah, you mentioned reverse on a kickoff. I've often wondered with Tyshawn and Dalen back there, that would be something, except Lorain hasn't been getting too many kickoffs in his last few games. And hardly any of them go deep enough to those two to make a reverse possible or likely.
Start at the 37. And this game has started out a lot like Warrensville, Tom. The Titans scored on their first possession at Warrensville, much like they did today. And then it was a back-and-forth first quarter. Before the second quarter, the Titans put a couple on the board and got that to a 33-0 situation at the half. Game no longer in doubt. This one's 20-0. We've got 5.5 to go. First quarter, full I formation for Shaw. They're going to pitch it to Robinson. You know what? I think Charlton is spying him.
Yeah, it could be.
Because every time Robinson catches a pitch out, Charlton is there. And that time they went away from motion. Both Charlton and Blakely got in the backfield there.
You know, I didn't like the design of that play. All your blockers came left and your runner went right. And, you know, you need blockers to get past the defensive end that Lorain's playing.
Because you're so tight that everybody's up in the box. Look at them all. There's Blakely again in the backfield on Robinson. He got there quickly and arrived a bit angry.
It looks like they have no option for taking him out with a big lineman. You know, he's probably taken one of the gaps, one of the A gaps on his own.
Well, they call that every play their line slants, whether it's left or right, and they've been right more often than not tonight because Blakely's been through that gap. There it is again through the gap. Blitzing linebacker behind as Sowell was going to throw, wants to run. He's out across the 40 to maybe the 41, but it's going to bring up 4th down. Who was that coming up the middle? Was that Charlton again? No, it was Dower.
Yes.
That was a big hit right there combined with the muddy conditions, and one of the Titans is down.
Can't see a number on him yet.
I'm thinking it's 58, but it does give me a chance to say that the sports medicine team at Cleveland Clinic Sports Health offers expert diagnosis and treatment for athletes of all abilities and ages. Call 877-440-TEAM or visit sports-health.org to learn more. Cleveland Clinic Sports Health, proud medical provider for Lorain High School student athletics. There you saw the clock. 4:08 to go in the half. 4th down and about 6 for Shaw. And they line up once again in punt formation. Snap is back. And this is really a short kick. Hope it didn't hit anybody. As Chavis was blocking right at the 50. It just crosses the 50 to about the 47. Titans are going to be set up in great field position one more time. Are you at all surprised that they're sticking with the punt?
Yes, because they're down 3 scores already. Now that one you almost had to, but it surprised me the last one when they were inside Lorain territory. And I know what they were trying to do, drive them deep into the inside of 10, but it just didn't work out with all the penalties.
Well, it kind of took away the advantage they had gained on offense. Jackson sets him up again. Now, Lighty is deeper on the flank than normal. Let's see if he's going to come around for a reverse. Cuts it up inside of one man, now beats another man to the outside, crosses the 50 to the 45. He's going to have 8, and there was not a thing there.
No.
This is just individual talent. Cut it up inside the defensive lineman, stiff-armed the linebacker. Linebacker got in the play and finally rode him down. That is Brent, who has been their most effective ball carrier. Spot him at the 49, so 2nd and about 4. Lighty comes out now with Jackson on the near side. He's already got one run, 1 pass touchdown. Devontae wants to throw. Devontae's in trouble, pitches it over here to Jordan Jackson, makes a move, has the 1st down, cuts it across the field. He's got a lot more. 25, 20, 15, 10, 5 to the house.
Wow, that was all individual effort, because I don't know if he was ever to be one of the primary. You know, I know one of our viewers out there likes me to say that he might have been the tertiary.
Oh, look, they're going to take a picture. Dalen Dower's got the camera out there. The officials broke it up. You'll see him at the 46. Devontae in trouble, and good he keeps his head downfield. Nice block there from Jamarian Harkless, and you can see there he's calling the touchdown.
Already.
Yep, he called it when Jordan was at about the 30.
You see Jordan, he just hung around. He was not even in the pattern at all to start that. Yeah, here we're on the side of the field where you got to go for 2. Yeah. Keep it away from the dogs.
26-0, Titans with their 4th score of the evening. All of them have been 45 yards or longer. Devontae, fade pattern. He wanted Jordan, just didn't get it out there far enough, but there's a flag. I would think this is probably offensive interference.
Yeah, that was defense well on that fade. You stay in front of him, stay inside of him.
Jordan just tried to come back through the body to get the ball. It's a conversion, so no harm, no foul. Go get it. But once again, the Titans don't convert. 26-0 now, Lorain. 2:53 to go in the first half. And the Titans got it going on. They scored on the first play, 55-yard run, Tyshawn Lighty. And then nothing till the second quarter, 9:43 to go. It was a 54-yard pass on the bubble screen and go to Lighty. Dower got in on a 10-yard run, and then on that 46-yard pass, Devontae Jackson scrambling around, found Jordan Jackson, who cut it clear cross field and went in for the score. Another nice, that one, they're going to catch that one in the air at about the 22. That's the running back Robinson. He gets a corner, gets out to the 40, and being pushed down. Charlton is there.
So that's about the average. Whenever you have a kicker can kick the ball about to the 20-yard line, the other team's going to take over, usually around between the 35 and the 40. That's why you got to work on keeping it in a corner, I think.
Well, it's the other reason that Lorain is willing, all those kickoffs that go out of bounds, they're not upset with that.
No.
Because that spots the ball at a 35.
Which you're going to get anyway, yes.
If the team elects to take the penalty. Now, you do have the option of making them re-kick. But the only team I can remember in Dave McFarland's tenure that did that was Toledo Whitmer in the playoffs a couple years ago. Snap back, Sowell had to go up and get it. Now he's just going to keep it, being pursued and brought down by Michael Smith.
Well, there's a name in the last half of the season who's really, really come on, I think. So.
It's also a good, strong name in Lorain sports, as his dad was an All-Ohio baseball player at Southview. So going to be a loss of a couple there. Second down and 12, maybe. Shotgun formation. Sowell again takes a quarterback draw. Colin Thomas in from his defensive end. He got there first. Mike Smith again there. Colin Thomas was unblocked.
Yes.
I'm not sure that looked almost like the design of the play was to leave him unblocked. But the snap made the quarterback go up and maybe take a little bit longer.
It might have been some sort of a screen that they were disguising.
Could have been. I don't know if that, or it almost looked like it was a called quarterback draw, and it may be just because of the way the snap took it out of its rhythm. So third down now for the Cardinal. At about 16. Sowell. He had no chance there. No. None. Clarence Thomas. He was there before the ball.
Well, they're bringing those.
He's a defensive end.
Yes, and they're just bringing them off the corner
There's
really hard.
There's a flag late, some extracurriculars, and body language tells me it's against Shaw.
I think there's some frustration setting in a little bit here.
Personal foul, late hit on Shaw. So here's the replay. Colin Thomas just split the gap there. He was untouched. And then let's see here. Colin Thomas was trying to get off the Shaw Cardinal, and the big lineman, 74, Jalen Pearson, shoved him back down, and that was the call. So 52 seconds to go in the half. Fourth down and a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I would imagine we'll see a punt and see if the Titans can get one more on the board before the end of the half. Now, they'll get the ball to come out to start the third quarter. This ball is spotted on the 15, and clearly they are in punt formation. But once again, the quarterback is the up man. Now, this is not where you'd expect a fake, and it certainly isn't. Punt is away. Bounces to Lighty on a hop at the 44. Lighty cuts it up, 30, 25. Traffic now going to be down to about the 22. There's a flag right there on the 25-yard line. That's going to be an illegal block against Lorain. Holding, there it is.
Same thing.
So it's going to take some of that field position away, but still going to start inside the 40, I would think.
I talked to Tyshawn last year after the Erie game. He said he likes to field a punt on the first bounce. which most people don't like you to do.
Yeah.
Usually because there's too many defenders down there, because he said he can keep his eyes down on people coming down. He doesn't like to look up in the air.
1st and 10 at the 35 for Devontae Jackson. He's going to throw. He wants it all over the middle. Tyshawn Lighty, easy pitch and catch. Nice hit by Sowell, who's taken out some of his frustrations on offense on Tyshawn Lighty, down to the 7-yard line. And he just split the whole coverage. Safe between the safeties. Sowell got there late after the catch. Nice job once again, Devontae Jackson to Tyshawn Lighty. Now there's a timeout on the field.
Seconds to go. I mean, this is going to put them, if they score on here, this will put it into a running clock when they start the second half.
And 1st and goal on the 7. All 3 timeouts left, as that timeout looked like it was indicated to Shaw, which kind of surprises me.
Well, if Lorain does score here, they do have a kicker. I mean, they've been kicking a little more regular than they did in past years. But
I don't know what his range is for field goals. Been getting better depth on his kickoffs. Now they push everybody back to the sidelines.
Is another timeout?
I can't tell by whom. There was no signal that time. A little frustration over on the Shaw sideline. One of the assistant coaches talking to one of their guys. I was going to say in the picture of that Shaw huddle, that's the definition of old-time football coach there. Here we are knee-deep in mud the day after Halloween, and he's out there in shorts. Then you'll see Jeremy Wilt on the Lorain sideline the same way.
And you see the smart ones with their park bundled up with their hood up. Yeah.
Jeremy Leyva looks like he's looking for a dog sled to go in the Iditarod. Okay, we're all set. 1st and goal on the 7. Snap back. Jackson rolls. Jackson wants to throw, loses his grip, and then pitches it over the middle, intended for Jordan Jackson. And Jordan's momentum carried him away. He went up after it.
I think even if he would have put that ball up a little bit softer, maybe
he was
more like a rebound.
Yeah. Once again, though, he running for his life. There's the football. Spotted back at the original line of scrimmage. And we're all set to go, 2nd down. The one thing that does do is stop the clock naturally. Titans still with the complement of timeouts. Now this is the Wildcat. Chavis between Dower and Lighty. Thunder with lightning on either side. Straight ahead, Chavis to the house. Savon Chavis followed his buddies.
Yeah, he just runs hard.
Yep. And from 7 yards, a run gets him in. Straight ahead, and boom.
Well, both of those 2 other backs threw nice little blocks in there. A little isolation kind of thing. A nice blocking by the running backs.
And that's what the Wildcat gives you. Instead of, a running back, a quarterback handing it off and standing there, you've got 2 guys leading him. Extra point kick attempt this time. And through and good by Tyler Costco. Nice hold by Ethan Nickel in this slop. And the Titans look like they're going to take a 33-0 lead into the half. And it came down short of the wall. Now, that wall does have a fence on top. You probably can't see on there. 14 seconds to go. And the Titans again with the big second quarter, much like at Warrensville. I think Warrensville was 32-0 at the half. So Costco will put it in play. You're going into your last game. You're thinking about, your seniors and this, that. Well, who do you want to get in the end zone? Well, Lighty, he's got 2. How about Dower? Yeah, he's got 1.
Yeah.
Jordan Jackson? Yeah, he caught a pass for a touchdown, and now Savon Chavis. So you took care of your guys, too. And believe me, that's important to Dave McFarland. Ball plugged at the 20, picked up at the 18. And slicing through to make a tackle there is Jamarian Harkness.
A lot of times on kickoff, you got to tell your return people, when you're on the far left-hand side, just go left.
Well,
because when you run laterally, you give everyone else time to cover.
Well, first off, Lorain kicks it to the same side every time.
Yes.
So now they're going to say that the clock ran out or not. I can't tell what they're talking over. They've spotted the ball.
Lorain's defense is out there.
This might be a Roberto Duran play. Shaw may be saying no mas. Getting some different guys on the field for Lorain. 61, Roquan Scales goes out. Now here comes the Shaw offense. Time for, well, you don't know if they're going to throw or not. If they throw a pass, they've maybe got 2 plays. Been most effective on the ground.
The thing is, throwing down here sometimes never works because the defense is always very, very loose.
You can see Jalen Cheers as a linebacker. He is almost 10 yards off the ball. Jordan Jackson deep. The only 3 guys up. Scales is over the ball. Blakely and Thomas are the other ends. Everybody else is deep. And they're going to take a knee. That was much ado about nothing, as Shakespeare wrote. So we've played 2 quarters here at Shaw, and it's all Lorain Titans 33, Shaw nothing. Back with more after this timeout.
Sergeant Michelle Garcia served meritoriously in Iraq and has the medals to prove it. Soon after leaving the Navy, Lieutenant Chris Scott found a job, a home, and started a family of his own. Corpsman Richard Stokely took the skills he learned in Vietnam and put them to good use as a paramedic. But soon after leaving the military, each of these veterans fell on hard times and faced homelessness. Even after Michelle lost all her savings, even after Chris wasn't able to pay his mortgage, and even after Richard battled alcoholism for years, they each reached out for help when they needed it most. A simple phone call put them in touch with a trained professional from the Department of Veterans Affairs. That call got Michelle a place to stay until she could afford one of her own, put Chris in touch with employment assistance, and found Richard a substance abuse program. These veterans are success stories not only for how they were able to help others while serving their country, but for how they were able to let others help them. If you know of or are a veteran in need, make the call.
I started mentoring my mentee, Dantre, 4 years ago. I always thought about doing it, always seemed like a good idea.
We were both nervous when we first met, but everything kind of fell into place.
Mentoring is important to anyone that's pretty fortunate in life to have a little bit of time to pass on that knowledge.
Etienne's a very close friend. I look at him as a brother and a father figure. He taught me just focus on the big picture because I would like to give back just like Etienne gave back to me. Be someone who matters to someone who matters.
The Warriors to Work program makes it possible for wounded warriors and their families to build new lives together.
When my dad left, I was like this big, but now I'm like this big. My dad got a master's degree in human resources.
Thanks to Warriors to Work that my dad has a terrific job.
The Wounded Warrior Project helps him by, giving him another start.
Now that my dad's home, I get a lot more hugs.
I'm really proud of him.
Find out more about Wounded Warrior Project at findwwp.org. Welcome home, the brave.
Back here, set to start the 3rd quarter. Jay Ferguson, Tom Bauer, Joe Bach. TV 20 Lite, as we used to call it, with all the equipment that we carry at George Daniel. This is game 10. Titans on top 33-0, and they'll get the ball to start the 3rd quarter. First play from scrimmage following a Shaw punt was a 55-yard run from Tyshawn Lighty. And quite frankly, it's just been all Lorain since then, Tom.
Especially that second quarter. The second quarter, because Shaw managed to drive the ball 60 yards before having to turn it over.
Martin Romero's kick is bobbled and picked up by Lighty at the 25. And that bobble is going to cost him any chance at a return out to about the 26-yard line, I believe, is where they should spot it.
That was very uncharacteristic of Tyshawn and his hands and his returning abilities.
Let's see where they put it down. They're going to put it at the 25, the round-off.
In effect, yeah.
So Titans up 33. They start the clock, and it won't stop again except on – now they're – as I say that, they stop it. Timeout Shaw. I was going to say except for timeouts. Now, this might be the math thing. You got to have 11, fellas. 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They got 11. So I'm not sure.
Why they call a timeout then?
What did you think of, Coach? Don't you want to ask that question? I can remember when I coached girls basketball at Lorain High. We played a good friend of mine's team, and we were much better than them. And we had a play that we ran on the opening tip. And the official threw the ball up. We ran the play. We scored a layup, and he called timeout. And my girls came over to the bench, and I said, I got no idea. we hadn't even played 7 seconds. And after
nothing I already didn't say at halftime.
After the game, I said to him, I said, Al, I don't know, what did you decide after 7? He said, we worked all week on stopping that play, and then we lined up wrong.
Yeah.
So 1st and 10 for the Titans, right at the 25-yard line. 33-0. Now we mark the ball ready for play, wind the clock, and away we go. Devontae Jackson in the backfield alone with Chavis. Bubble screen fake, they want to go. They got to go to Dower, but it's picked off. Nice defensive play there by number 8, Cameron Lennon. And Shaw will take over.
See,
fool me once, shame on.
Exactly. Just what I was getting ready to say. You got to set this up a little bit. And they tried, but that safety, playing that free safety, he was just roving back there. He had seen it before.
And good recognition by the Shaw defense sets them up with their best field position by far at the Lorain 45-yard line. Here comes the Shaw offense. You can see the bad numbers on their side of the field when you look at the bench.
Wow.
With the guys on, they don't have 25 guys in uniform. Snap back to Sowell. Give straight ahead. He's going to keep it straight ahead inside the 40 to about the 37. Gain of 8. Nice run on 1st down. They've got some parts, Tom.
They do. I think it's their line that's impressive in parts. That opens up a lot of that.
Well, it looks like they can't throw the ball at all, quite honestly.
Matter of fact, just about every time they attempt to throw, Sowell carries the ball and keeps running.
Fake again, same play, straight ahead, 1st down.
Inside, that was designed, I'm sure.
Inside the 35 to about the 32. Again, Lorain had the ball to start the 3rd quarter, and first play was an interception at the 45. Now, if Shaw could get in here, it would we'd play real football.
Yeah,
as the kids would say, the clock would start to act normally. Titans up 33, though. The clock is on warp speed. Sowell with Brent in the backfield. Motion, high snap again. Here comes Jalen Shears. He rolls away from him and into trouble. Jaden Tucker on the bottom of that pile. Dower was in the backfield a little deeper and got the first part.
That high snaps takes away all the timing. Where Lorain, I don't knock on wood here, Addis has been a model of consistency in his snaps.
Yes, you forget about him. He's so consistent until you see somebody else going through this, and then you say, "Wow, that kid's a sophomore."
Yeah.
He,
I remember when he was a freshman.
Yeah,
doing the same thing.
Snap back. You had to pull that one down. Straight ahead again. Same play. Down to about the 27. It looks like. Lineman helps him up.
We were talking about Addis. I remember watching a scrimmage last year when he was a freshman, and he had a lot of bad snaps. And I said, wow, that freshman's never going to make it. And he got coached up that next week, and he never, ever had a problem after that.
I don't think there's been a bad snap from Jacob Addis in 2 years, knock wood.
Yeah.
So, Shaw with the ball inside the 30 at the 27, that by far their deepest penetration of the ball game. They trail by 33 here. Twin receivers to each side for Sowell. Snap back. Dower got there just behind the ball, and whatever the play was, he blew it up.
Yeah, I think he started playing that outside corner, or outside actually linebacker, and doing that backside rush a couple games ago, and it really changed her defense.
When Cam Thomas got hurt at Bedford? No, before that, Warrensville.
Warrensville, maybe, yeah.
Because Cam Thomas, number 4, played that position to open the year. He's in a walking boot right now. Sowell wanted to throw, bails out. And Michael Smith and Latrell Charlton and Jaden Tucker. 3 seniors for the Titan to put him down. And that'll turn the ball over to Lorain. So Shaw held on the first play of the half with an interception. And we'll switch footballs. Conversation between one of the Cardinals and one of the officials, but I can't imagine what it was for. Titans will go back on offense. Devontae Jackson. 2 receivers out to the left. Jackson and Lighty. Option that way. Pitch to Dower. Dower bounces it outside, gets blocks from his buddies, and goes out of bounds at about the 42. Jordan Jackson and Tyshawn Lighty both had a block on that.
You'll see it here too.
Well, there's Tyshawn's, and then Jordan just kind of. That's all you have to do.
Yeah.
You're not looking for
knock them down.
Slobber knocker there. You're just looking for no tackle. Titans in no hurry, up 33. 2nd down and 1. Chavis looks like he'll have the first down. Official on the far side gives him almost the 44, and they stop the clock to move the chains.
The reputation for Lorain quarterbacks have always been calling their own plays. You wonder with Devontae only being here for the last 4 or 5 games, how he's adjusting to making some of his own calls in there.
Well, I've noticed they've been huddling a little bit more. Addis with the snap back, gives straight ahead. Chavis out across the 45, near the 49 before he's bulldogged to the ground. Williams and Brent, 2 of the Cardinals, their starting backfield on the play. As we said, Shaw's got fewer than 25 in uniform here for week 10. You know, when you have the kind of record and lack of success that they do, it makes it hard. Jackson holds it out there for Chavis. Chavis first down and wrestled down at about the 45 of the Cardinal. They're going to put him just inside. Nice downfield block there by Beon Smith-Belcher. 74 got to a second level block there. 1st and 10 right at the 44 for Lorain. Dower bounces it outside. Dower.
Oh, what a block
Lighty
that was.
Just put somebody on their shoulders, and Dower's down inside the 20. Let's watch Tyshawn Lighty in the pink sleeves. He get a little bit of a you ain't looking block, and he took Elijah Smith, that listed at 170 pounds, and 2 hits. Lighty hit him, and he hit the ground.
We said you don't get those snubber knockers downfield, but I think you just got one.
Well, the wet turf helps, too.
Oh, yeah. So, a decleater, I think they used to call that.
Titans 1st and 10 inside the 20 at the 19. Jackson going to run the option, pitches to Dower. Dower got the corner. Dower inside, right about the 10-yard line it looked. He was run out of bounds right about the sticks. It'll be close here. There's a flag on the play. I think it's going to be a hold on one of the wide receivers. There's the indication. So the 9-yard gain will be negated. Let's see where the hold was and how far back it comes. Well, they'll take it back to the 21. So it results in a loss of 2. So 1st and 12 instead of 1st and 10. Well, 1st and 12 instead of 2nd and 1. Jalen Cheers into the lineup now in the backfield. I'm sure they'd like to reward him for his 4 years of effort as well. Lighty and Harkness out to the far side. Jordan Jackson near side. 33 is Cheers, 32 is Chavis, 10 is Devontae Jackson. Whistle before the snap. A little frustration on Jacob Addis's part there. 5 more against Lorain, and it'll take it back to the 26. Well, this one is all but over in terms of the outcome at 33-0 with the clock running. But for these seniors playing in their last game, I'm sure that, and Coach Dave McFarland head coaching his last game, as he's indicated that this will be it. Devontae pulls it down. Devontae fakes a pass, and he's going to run. 20, 15, 10, dives inside the 10 to about the 8. That ought to move the sticks.
He finished the play off really nice for that extra 4 or 5 yards on the dive.
You know, and it's not like the NFL where you can see the yellow line. Now he's inside the 10 at the 9, so he doesn't have a first down.
Well, they're going to bring out the Wildcat.
Yeah.
I see.
Well, Michael Smith comes in 52. Another one of those seniors who started his career as a running back, and you know they've got such a depth there, and they had need at other places. So Michael finishing the career off as a linebacker. But I'm sure Coach Mack would love to reward him. Now there's a whistle. This guy's arm's going to fall off from winding the clock. Back to the huddle. Wildcat formation. Dower in between Chavis and Lighty with Smith, the up man, behind the guard on the left side. He's right now. He switches sides. Lighty takes the snap, and this is student body right. There's another flag as Lighty cuts it up near the goal line to the 1. Holding again is the indication.
Oh, face mask.
Face mask?
Yeah, I think.
No. We're just going to call it a hold against Lorain again.
The one official on this side signaled face mask. But
I thought so too.
Yeah.
So they take it back out across the 15 to the 16, and they are basically saying, if you're going to score again, you're going to earn it. There goes the wind the clock signal, which should have never stopped, really. Let's see, Devontae Jackson in the backfield with Savon Chavis 32, Michael Smith 52. Now they switch sides for no apparent reason. Snap back, Mike Smith. That's why they switch sides. Mike Smith takes the handoff. Mike Smith down near the 10. Stopping the clock there.
I don't know how many carries he's had this year, but
that's going to be the end of the third quarter, Tom, as the Titans are going to end it the way it began. 33 for Lorain, Shaw nothing. Back with the final quarter of football for the season after this timeout.
Stop. Whether it's on the way to school, at school, or online, bullying has become a non-stop threat to our youth today. Is your child being bullied? The National Runaway Switchboard can help. If you're having a hard time, get online or call to chat now.
Every year, the Salvation Army serves nearly 30 million people in need. That's one person every second. So by the time you've finished watching this, 30 more lives will have been changed for good. All thanks to your donations.
Thank you.
Back here at Shaw, ready to start the fourth quarter. Titans have it at the 11-yard line. Seems like they've been down here for 20 minutes on this possession as penalties keep taking it forward and backward. Now, Chavis is in the Wildcat. Smith in the backfield. Dower is the blocking back, and they all want to get Smith in. Takes the sweep. 5. Michael Smith to the house. Number 52, Michael Smith.
They had to work hard to get him there, and when everyone's so happy about it.
Well, you know what was kind of neat? Look what happens here. Dower goes up to blocking back.
And he got a nice block.
And so did Lighty.
Yeah.
And then Chavis tried to pick somebody off. And Michael just kept the feet moving until he got there, and you can tell they are happy for him. So it's 39-0 now. And Tyler Costco is out to attempt the kick at the walled end of the field. Ethan Nickel-Niels, number 12. Jacob Addis, 71, will snap. And we'll see what happens here. Snap is back, ball is down. One of the Shaw linemen jumped over somebody. I don't know if you saw that. Kick went through. 40 for Lorain. Nothing for...
You know, I've seen some of his kicks at Lorain where he kicked it all the way to the rock back there. I wonder if he was told, kick it over, but don't kick it over the wall.
Well, was it last week in Bedford, he doinked one off the crossbar that went over?
Yeah.
So I think maybe they're sacrificing distance for some height. You can see the clock is stopped for probably the last time tonight, 11:49 to go in the ballgame, 40-0 Lorain. Now it'll take 2 Shaw scores to avert the running clock. Costco looks around for a football. Looking on this side of the ball, 13 Javon Manning, 81 Jamarian Harkness. They are underclassmen that will be back next year. On the far side of the ball, I can't read some of the numbers. Costco puts it in play, spinning kick caught in the air at about the 22. That one had decent depth on it, and good tackle there by Jamarian Harkness out across the 30, and just as I said, the clock won't stop anymore. We've got a injured Cardinal down, so it will stop. They'll spot it at the 34 while they tend to the injured player, which gives me a chance to say, injured during the big game, don't wait for treatment. Cleveland Clinic Sports Health offers Saturday sports injury clinics and extended Monday hours for athletes at our Sports Health Center in Garfield Heights. Call 216-518-3475 or visit sports-health.org/injury clinic to learn more. Cleveland Clinic Sports Health, keeping athletes in the game. So the outcome has been decided here, Tom.
I'm sure it has,
and,
yes.
You know, what isn't decided is the conference with what's going on at Cleveland Heights. But I'm sure, you know, number one, Dave McFarland, who's coaching his last game as the head coach of the Titans, if I know him as well as I think I do, his thoughts are more about the kids and their final game of the year and wanting, you know, to reward some kids like just happened there with Mike Smith. You know, but we'd be remiss if we didn't mention Dave and what he's done in his 6 years here for Lorain. There was the better half of the Bach clan right there.
I've seen that, yes.
You know, he's brought dignity and discipline back to the Titan sideline. And Dave came in here along with Bill Grooms, his sidekick, Tom Reichley. And what they quickly realized is we're not going to get anything done until we get the kids to trust us.
Mm-hmm.
And they really made an effort on that in that regard with these kids, and the kids bought in. And then it was a whole lot easier to get things done. And
every time we talked to Dave in an interview after the game, he never wanted to talk about what happened on the field. He wanted to talk about what happened in the classroom.
Right.
He said every kid came out here, every kid passed every one of their classes. He's never had an ineligibility problem. And that's what he liked to talk about, and that's what he thinks is the key to his success.
Football is his vehicle, but creating young men is really what he does.
His goal, I'm sure.
And as that play runs out across the 40-yard line for a big gainer for Shaw, let's spot it at the 44. They'll move the sticks there. So the young man is over on the bench. You can see him in the background there. They helped him off, and he's just sitting without his helmet on. That was number 8, Cameron Lennon, that was hurt on the kickoff. Sowell, high snap, pulls it down, gives it to Robinson. I've been waiting all night to say, danger, Will Robinson. Mike Smith and Latrell Charlton in the middle. If you're not as old as Tom and I, you have no idea what that's all about. But that's from an old 60s TV show.
Yeah, with Tobar the Robot, if I remember correctly.
And Billy Mummy was his sidekick. Ball spotted right at the 45, so give him a gain of 1 after all that. 2nd and 9. Just now changing the down marker. Snap is back. It was high. Give is to Brent. Brent runs into Cheers and Smith, it looks like. Jaden Tucker, 58, also there. Going to be a gain of about 5 out to the 50.
One thing I have to compliment this running back, this Brent, he finishes every play as positively as he can. That last one, he picked up an extra 2 yards after all the contact.
Listed 5'10", 185. He's a junior. He plays both ways. Linebacker on defense. 2nd down and about 5. They set, they look to the bench. And the clock keeps ticking. Dower walks up now, backs off. Here comes a corner blitz from Devontae Jackson. Runs into the running back, but Sowell was in trouble and slips to the turf as Clarence Thomas, number 20.
That was just a mixed up play. Yeah.
You could see Devontae coming off the corner. And he might have had a fumble recovery, but the back was turned looking for the football and shielded him from the play. And you could see that, both of these teams got a lot of guys going both ways. Dower's going to come off now. And everybody's word. I think this is Fredo Gote Cato. 45 is his listed number. He comes in and plays in the middle. Charlton moves to the outside. Charlton and Cheers are outside. Thomas, 61 Scales. And stymied on the far end. Snap, give. Sowell wants to throw it. Leidy is chasing him, and Sowell just falls down back at the 31.
Well, you've seen Leidy coming up there with a burst of speed.
And bad intentions.
Yeah.
So that's going to be all the way back to, they're going to spot at the 33. That's kind of generous. The Shaw cheerleaders have been sitting in the stands most of the evening. You can see how bundled up everybody is. In case you didn't realize it, it's cold here.
Yes.
So now Shaw's back in punt formation. They were out, once again out near the 50 and back at the 33. Now they're looking to make sure they have enough guys. Here comes number 11. They didn't have enough alignment. Now they're going to take a timeout to get the numbers straight. So this is the one time in the fourth quarter here, Tom, at 40-0 that the clock stops is when there is a timeout on the field. And you'll see 7 minutes to go in this season. And the Titans totally in control, and they're going to have their winning season at 6-4. And it's a good way for the seniors to go out. You know, there was a lot of high hopes surrounding this season with some of these talented guys coming back. The lines were practically both new. I mean, the Titans lost 8 guys on their defense.
Total rebuild.
So they had a lot of rebuilding to do, and the schedule had been beefed up. Brunswick has got a chance to make the playoffs. That was the opener. Avon has won their region already. That was game 2. Elyria was improved. Canada came in game 4, and that was a fiasco.
We don't even know what the outcome would have been if they let them play the last quarter and a half.
But snap back, not much rush. High, short kick. Ball hits on the Shaw side of the 50 and rolls dead right on the white line, and not a straight line.
And then Cleveland Heights was the other tough opponent, so they'll definitely be in the playoffs here. So Lorain winning the last 4 games with the offense that they thought they could. I think there's some 340-plus games in there.
Yeah.
That sets up the off season on a positive note.
Well, Maple Heights right now is going into Cleveland Heights 7-2 and a playoff team, and we laid a 49-6 on them.
Yeah. And the 6 was an afterthought after the game was decided.
Devontae Jackson the whole way at quarterback. We just don't have anybody else with bodies. The JV's got to play a game tomorrow. Jackson wants it all. And that was intended for the light show. Double covered back there. Surprised at all with that, Tom?
Him throwing the ball to Lighty?
Yeah.
You know, I think the play called for, throwing the ball, so you do it. I know that doesn't usually make the opposing coaches real happy that you put the ball in the air, but, you have to play the game the way the game's supposed to be played, no matter what the score is. And the defense has to defense the way they're supposed to defense.
I don't disagree. I mean, I don't think he's trying to embarrass anybody. There's the give to Dower. Dower bounces it outside, grabbed from behind and ridden to the ground. Not before he has a sizable gain inside the 40. That'll move the sticks.
People keep statistics, and you read in the local paper statistics. That's for the kids to see, to evaluate, to their scholarship's going to be. There's going to be all states coming up, all counties. You have to have some stats to argue for your kids being worthy of an all-county selection.
Chavis got the ball inside. There was a flag. Dower just picked it up and handed it to the referee that threw it. It was right where one of the linemen was blocking. And we'll get an indication here. It is holding. It is against Lorain. So that'll take things back. It's still first down. But now it'll go to first and, well, if they put it right on the 50, it'll be first and 19.
And when we talk about statistics, I think Tyshawn Lighty may be the best receiver around. But if you read the local papers, you don't see his name in there. So when it comes to voting for all county.
Well, one of the problems that Tyshawn has is he makes such big plays. If
he only gets 2 or 3 catches a game because.
Well, the first one tonight was 54 yards. And it couldn't go any farther because it was a touchdown as Dower gets the penalty yardage back. 30 and right near the sticks before he's greeted rather rudely by his opposite number, Eddie Brent. It's the option look again, and Devontae could have kept that probably and made good yards, but it's always wise to pitch to your All-Ohio. And that's what he did, down to the 30. Now Dower comes off. Thomas in the backfield. Harkness on the wing here. Ethan Nickel, number 12, is in at wide receiver. Roquan Scales is in at right tackle and just moved. Trying to get you a shout out there, Roquan. Didn't mean to do it that way. Right next to him, 69, Isaac Samara has been there the whole way and the whole year. 71 is Jacob Addis. 70 is one of the JVs. I don't have a number on him. And 76 on the far side, Jason Brown. Shaken up last week at Bedford, and I'm sure they asked him if he wanted to go in. Devontae Jackson as they move the ball back 5. Straight ahead, Thomas. Straight, he's got inside the 10 and more. Or inside the 20, excuse me.
And he doesn't have a whole lot of carries.
You know what?
But it's a nice,
I don't.
nice
you know,
little run
I've been
there.
calling him Clarence Thomas because of the roster, but I'm really thinking that starts to look like Tracy Williams to me, because number 2 hasn't been out there all night, and those are his positions.
Okay.
So without knowing, I'm going to guess that that's Tracy Williams, but that's Jalen Cheers as they try to get him one. Cheers to the house. There's a little pushing and shoving at the end. There's a whistle and a flag back upfield. The Shaw Cardinal wasn't happy to see Jalen in the end zone and gave him a shove, and Jalen pushed back. So let's see what happens here.
I don't think that's what the flag was all about.
No, the flag was during the play.
I guess a hold on the line.
It's on about the 11-yard line. Holding against Lorain. Personal foul against Shaw. It's a do-over. So the first flag was the hold during the play.
Yeah.
When Shears got to the end zone and got the two-hand shove, that was the second flag, and it's going to offset, and it's going to be a do-over.
I thought maybe the personal foul was a dead ball foul. I don't know if that makes any difference versus
I don't know.
Who cares?
So there we are, right back where we were at the 19, 1st and 10. Now it looks like victory formation. And Dave McFarland has seen enough, and now he's got the clock down to where it can. You can see Devontae looking at the back judge, who puts his hand up when there's 5 seconds on the play clock, takes it, kneels down, and officials take their time spotting it. A little handshake or two going on here. I think they're going to have to do this one more time. 2nd down. Same look. Takes a couple steps back, kneels down, and that should do it. So the Titans finish it off strong. 4th victory in a row, 40-0 over the Shaw Cardinals, and they finish the season 6-4. The question is, do they finish the season as conference champions, Tom? And that will remain to be seen. But there's the end of the official end of the ball game. And for the Titans, first play from scrimmage, they had the ball on the 45-yard line after a punt, and the light show looked like it was going to be an option pass. Instead, he reversed field and took it 55 to the house. As you see these teams shaking hands, and I'm sure this is an emotional moment for some of the seniors as well as for some of the coaches, because not only is this Dave McFarland's last game, but Bill Grooms down there in the black hoodie, and I can't find him now, I just did, and Tom Reichley, those guys have been together lots of different places. And, you know, this winds up this chapter. And there, that number 20 was Tracy Williams, Tom.
Yes, it was,
so
yeah.
I apologize to him for earlier in the game, but we're glad we got it straight at the end. You can see some of these guys. You know, it's over for time for beat right there for Jason Brown. It's over for good. He's a senior. Beon Belcher's going to be back. Coach Mack has them huddled up, and I'm sure this is an emotional time for him, and it's much more important than running down who scored what to give these guys a moment. And the seniors, Dalen Dower and Savon Chavis, 4-year lettermen. Their freshman year, they were starters in the defensive backfield of an Elite 8 team. And there you see the guys go in, and that's Coach Mack inside in the middle of that big hug. And there's Coach Grooms over here in the black hat. And right next to him is Tom Reichley. Bill Grooms coached Dave McFarland at Elyria Catholic to a state championship. And so for the Lorain Titans, Tom, it's not what they hoped for, but it's ended on a positive note. And there's Dave with senior linebacker Michael Smith. And I tell you, I don't know what they're talking about, but I know it's not football.
No, talking about what's going to happen in the future for a young man who came on and played football very successfully, yes.
So that's a good way to wrap it up here as Dave McFarland walks to the sidelines for the final time as Lorain's head coach. Titans 40, Shaw nothing.
This has been a production of Lorain City Schools TV 20 WLCS.